That's right. Welcome in, welcome back, folks, to an edition of maybe Riley Leonard's injury was drastically overreported because apparently he's working out, and I'm really confused about how we ended up in this spot in Notre Dame Media Edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it, subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Yanni Boy out as well. Notifications on that way you're alerted every time a new episode drops. I know you don't want to miss it. Twitter, search bar Always Irish Rat, Always Irish Inc. Emails alwaysirishnd@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it the call-in lines. 312-900-8815. You dialed up. Tell Johnny all you heard and seen. Instagram, Facebook, Always Irish Inc. USA Today Fighting Irish Wire. Read all about it. Patreon.com/Always Irish. Former captain, leading tackler, by the way, Mike GOOLSBY and myself breaking it all down. What could go wrong, right? Okay. Really interesting week regarding Notre Dame news. It's funny to me. I always say this. Right when you think, we really are in a slow period here where there isn't much going on. Bam, news. Bam, rumor. Bam, news. It's the way it goes. And sure enough, right when I started thinking, man, there really ain't going to be that much new breaking news to go over this week, then a bunch of stuff hits. So fill me in if I'm missing something here. I start getting all these messages of people saying Riley Leonard's in a boot on campus, just letting you know, people are seeing him with a boot on campus, whatever. So I started getting those messages. Then I'm kind of waiting for the Notre Dame beat guys, or waiting to see what they're going to come up with all this, because they have pretty good access to the program and all that. And then the articles and everything started coming out saying, he ended up having to have that procedure. It's not the most serious thing. Tua had it, came back a few weeks later. But it's going to knock him out of winter conditioning. And then some of the reports, depending on where you looked, were even saying, this could even hold him back for spring ball. Not winter workouts, but spring ball leading into blue and gold. So then those were circulating. Then Notre Dame's lead athletic trainer, Rob Hunt, tweets at one of those article tweets saying this is not accurate. So at that point, that's the lead trainer saying this story is not accurate. So then I'm thinking, and I'm sure you were too, I'm thinking, what part of this is inaccurate? Because I'm never going to question the head trainer of the program. But all he said was, this is inaccurate, this story's inaccurate, do better on the reporting or whatever. But he didn't say where the story was wrong. Here's what I thought. I thought the part of the story he must be saying is incorrect is the part of the timetable, the timeline, with people saying this could bleed into spring ball and that could be a problem. That's the part I thought he was referencing, not anything else, but kind of like that timeline and wanting to let everybody know this isn't a major thing and kind of calm some of those concerns down, right? So that's where I thought we were at, is Rob Hunt saying, that this isn't accurate. I thought that was a recovery timeline deal about the spring window. But then yesterday, Notre Dame's Twitter account, the football program Twitter account, posts these pictures of the winter workouts, like a montage. What can you have on Twitter? 4 pictures or whatever in the same tweet, and the different groups of guys working out. Sure as hell in the front row, right there, working with all the guys, it's Riley Leonard. Riley Leonard's right there, fully working out, participating just like everybody else. So what the hell happened here? What happened here? Like I'm genuinely trying to figure out where the disconnect is. And you know, the other thing too, I'm going to throw a bone here. You know, it's really easy to sit there at Twitter and judge everybody who does what I do or writes an article. You made a mistake. You're wrong about this. You're an idiot. You know, whatever. You could get 99 things 100% accurate. The one thing you have one little miscommunication on, you're going to get killed for, right? You're going to take a bunch of heat. It is our job. They have to source things and try and verify them. And I told you guys how I do it is when I hear a juicy rumor, I chill and I wait to hear it from somebody else I trust too. You follow me? Like if I hear one rumor from somebody, then I just lay low and then try and have someone else who I trust that has access but is not connected to the first source tell me. Then that's kind of how I start gauging if there's smoke. If more than one person's feeding me something and they're from different parts of Notre Dame, that's a pretty good sign because it's not all coming from the same hub. So it is a really tough job to gauge all this. And you also want to be fast with the story when you're doing this. The breaking news, the quicker you are with your story or your YouTube when news breaks, the better the numbers are. Speed is king when you're in this game. I get all that. Something went wrong here. Something went wrong. So I don't understand where the disconnect was. But if it ends up in a place where I feel a lot better at the end of the week than I did a couple of days ago about all this, then that's pretty good. Like, I'm not complaining. If this ends up not being as serious as everybody thought, of a big deal, beautiful. Beautiful. I'm great. I'm glad to hear that. I am just a little surprised that a couple outlets that are known for their Notre Dame information, that have great access, that are local beat guys, not national guys, but the ones that are there every day, for them to have this story sideways does surprise me. And I don't know what led to that or where the info came from or where the miscommunication was. So I don't know how we ended up there. But if this ends up being a better dynamic than we thought, good for us. For once, it's a Notre Dame story, not as bad as I thought. You know what I mean? Like, it was great to see Riley Leonard working out. And I'm going, is this from before? But it really can't be from before, right? So I don't know how we ended up there. But you know what else I like, though? I want to give the staff credit, or not the staff. Whoever's running the Notre Dame football Twitter account, I appreciated them being able to kind of let people know that story circulating wasn't fully accurate. Let everybody know that it wasn't that serious to not worry about it at that level. And to be able to do all of that above board without being harsh, without taking shots. It was tactfully done by Notre Dame. They weren't trolling their own, media people or anything. But when you have a montage of a few different pictures of groups of guys working out and you put Riley Leonard in there looking like he's fully working out, it just kind of indicates, chill out, everything's fine. Look at the guy. He's still got both of his legs. So I thought it was a pretty good way for them to be able to thread that needle and be able to let people know the reality of this without going out of their way to nail people or accuse them of doing hot takes to get clicks. They could have done it in a less classy way is what I'm saying. So, a picture's worth 1,000 words. So they put out that picture of him working out to let people know, this is blowing up. And, it really shouldn't surprise anybody that a Notre Dame meat football story blows up. Everything that happens with Notre Dame, whether it's good or bad or whatever, whatever the natural limit is for that, just crank it up. Good, bad, anything with Notre Dame, just crank it up. But I mean, listen, you got to be realistic enough to know if Notre Dame's starting quarterback or the guy that's competing to be, or whatever it is, the high profile NIL, whatever it is, when the Notre Dame quarterback's walking around and people see him in a boot, that's going to register some heat. Like that, there's no way that's not going to register major heat in storylines and podcasts and articles and blogs. That's the way it goes. So, I mean, I guess it's a great sign. I just don't understand how we ended up in this position. Now, what do we need to follow up on and watch in the very near future in case anything's changed? In the time I started recording this, Al Golden watch, Al Washington watch, BC job maybe for Washington as the history there. Like, I don't know, but we're watching and monitoring those things. I don't know what to think about it. I'm just waiting to see how those turn out. And you know, we'll go from there. It's just, and I think you already have the plan with Golden, and then it's going to go right to Mickens whenever Golden's done. That's the plan. People have come for Mickens or sniffed around Mickens. He's a Freeman guy, loyal to him. They have a good dynamic. That's what I want to happen. Ideally, have Al for a couple more years, and then by the time he's done, Mickens will be fully formed, fully fledged. Like, let's go. If that timeline needs to be sped up a year or two, if Al leaves, so be it. I've seen enough from Mickens with recruiting and development to know that I like it. When you pair that with the relationship he has with Marcus, personally, it's a very comfortable fit that I love. So that's what I want to happen. So I don't know. Those are kind of the immediate things that I'm looking at. Really good job by Notre Dame keeping Bowden away from Michigan. And it seems like this admin is more willing to do more things to help this football program and the head coach out. There's just evidence of that from almost every angle of this. NIL money, a little transfer for wiggle room, paying up for these coaches, Denbrock, all this, doing whatever you had to do to keep Chad around. I'm seeing some changes, and I'm a very, very harsh critique of the Notre Dame administration because I have not felt like they have supported football enough or fully throated enough for my liking in the past. I'm seeing that start to change. When Notre Dame does something dumb, I give them a hard time. When they do the right thing and they do something good, I give them the credit. I'm seeing tangible changes in the way they're operating around football, and it's beautiful. And so I don't know if that's Pete Bavacqua led as the new AD. I don't know what it is. He's the new blood. It ain't a bunch of stiffs on the rich person's board. Bavacqua's the new blood. So I don't know if he's stirring the drink on this, getting them to see things different and loosen up the purse strings or what. I don't know. But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So let's bring this all home. Looks like Riley Leonard's not as injured as everybody thought. That's good news. Waiting to see on some of these assistants. Hopefully you get to bring the old band back and we'll go from there. But at least there are some avenues you could go down where you're not starting from scratch if you had to replace an Al Golden. Like there's at least a backup plan there. So we'll see how it goes. But if the big takeaway is quarterback's not as injured as everybody thought, that's a good week for Notre Dame. Have a good one.